I think for my definition of being an officer, it really takes someone who can lead and someone who's willing to give all of their time to theater, like all of it. And I think that's something I am completely ready to do. I missed Crucible this year because of some personal reasons. And I look back on that show and I'm like, why did I miss this? This is what I want to do for the rest of my high school career. I don't want anything else. And I want to give all that I can to this department. And I feel like this position right now at this time is the best thing I can do to give everything that I can to do this department. I just have a few things I'll say and some things I want to do. I thought the Facebook page is probably the most effective way of distributing information. So next year I'd like to keep that up because that seems to be working rather effectively. And I'd also like to kind of revamp the website that we don't really use anymore because it is important. Even though we might not use it as much, it still needs to be out there. So I'd like to try and fix that, revamp it a bit. And then there's also that part in the job description that said connecting with the sister troops, which is something I feel like we hadn't done much of this year. And I think that's a great way to not only get publicity for our shows out by saying, hey, we have a show, you can come see it, but then assuring them that we'll see their shows and it'll just be a beneficial thing for all of us. And it can keep going. It doesn't just have to be next year. It can be beyond when we graduate. It'll keep going. It can just continuously help this department. So those are just two things that I thought we could do. Thanks for your time and good luck to everyone else running for a position.
Chris Franklin, or better known to you all as Topher, and I'm running for your 2012-2013 historian. Although I'm running unopposed and I don't really know what that entails, quite frankly, I do not want to just walk up here and accept this position right off the bat. I want to prove to you all my qualifications and my abilities to create videos for you and be an effective officer. As the historian, it is my prime duty to capture memories that fade into history and collaborate them into one video for the end of the year of each show. I do not hesitate to say that I am extremely qualified for this job, and those who really know me know of my YouTube channel that I update almost every other day, if not every day. But along with the YouTube channel I personally use, I've also created an FHC historian YouTube and Gmail account that I can upload daily videos to if I wanted to about updates for the shows, what else is going on in the department, and I plan that if I do become a historian, I can pass that on to future historians with the password, and they can change it and make it whatever they want to do. So, being a historian is not all about videos, however. It is also about being an effective officer, and I am confident when I say that I am personally connected to each and every one of you here. And I feel that you guys will have no problem coming to me and talking to me about a problem so that I can help you with as an officer. But as well as that, I feel that with knowing you all, I can work effectively with other officers to help them with what they need to do and overall benefit our troop. And thank you.
When building a house, you don't begin with the roof, you begin with the foundation. And when building our shows, our money is our foundation. And without money, we can't put on the amazing shows that we do. My name is James Hurley, and I'm running for treasurer of Troop 5743 for the 2012-2013 school year. If elected treasurer, there are three main things I would hope to accomplish. To start off with, I would like to reintroduce a fun event called Mr. FHC. This is an event that hasn't taken place for like a couple of years now, and when we did it, it was like Townpalooza. We didn't have any cost except for prize money, and we brought in huge audiences. And with the huge audiences, not only does it bring in a lot of money, it also brings in publicity for our main stage shows. I'd love to describe it to you, but I only have 2 minutes, so I can talk to you about that later. The second thing I would like to do is, of course, fundraise more. One thing I would really hope to do is start selling TJ Pizza before our fall main stage show, because everyone loves them and they're really easy to start fundraising with. I checked out their website and it seems like it's pretty easy. And not only that, I think we need to do 2 to 3 car washes over the summer, and of course continue selling butter braids and cookie dough before our spring musical. And my last point that I want to do for next year, and the one I'm most passionate about, is that I think we should all have a set amount of money that we're required to raise for our department. Whether that be in participating in all the fundraising events over the school year, or by selling the set amount in sales, or just buying that amount of break legs, I think we should all be able to just at least raise at least $20 per person for our department. And based off the numbers that we have for how to succeed, if everyone just raised 20 bucks, we could have easily had $2,000. And that goes a long way. This department's done so much for us, so it's time for us to give back. If elected for the next year, I promise to fulfill all my promises and be a great friend and officer. Please vote for your fellow Thespian, James Hurley.
Hi guys, I'm Ben. Just to clarify, I'm running for treasurer. I've been here for 3 years at this school now, 3 great marvelous years. This place, theater, it's been my home away from home, so to speak. I can come here and feel like wanted when I don't. Loved when I feel hated, or even smart when I'm not so. This place gives me so much, so very much, that I can't ever see any other way to repay everything. But that's how I see this position, as a way to give back. And as your treasurer, I would swear to uphold this very place and the way of living that comes with it. I've been brainstorming fundraisers and donations that we can do to 1, raise funds for the shows that we put on, and 2, develop a great admiration and fan base outside our local areas in order to get more tickets sold and more people coming in. We've got car washes we can do this summer and canned food drives we can do in the fall. I've even thought of an idea for our ticket drives. We sell tickets with numbers and we draw the numbers out of a big old bucket and give away 10 ticket packs for the shows or even season passes. I got the idea from how well my church sells raffle tickets for gift baskets and cards tickets. Guys, the opportunity is out there. All we have to do is reach for it. And as your treasurer, I promise to buy the tallest gosh dang ladder I can and reach as far as I humanly can too. Thank you.
I'm Jasmine Chandler. I'm a junior. I've been a Thespian for 2 years and a part of this department for 3. In the years that I've been a part of this troupe, I've been on house, set, paint, props, program, makeup. I saw the acting side having the role of Tituba in the Crucible. I wrote and directed our children's show. I've seen 2 directors in charge of us, and I found what makes me me. In January, I received the opportunity to go to Missouri State Thespian Conference 2012, and it was such a phenomenal experience that no words can describe how inspirational it was. You didn't feel like the outlier, but I didn't need it to feel the luxury of belonging because I have that right here. I can walk into room 22 and it feels as if a curtain of acceptance falls over me. In my sophomore year, I had to take off to work in my family business, and although it was difficult, I still made it possible to be here by giving a hand to house crew or participating in strike. And even though I didn't have to be here, I still was, and that's because I love what I do. Not many teenagers have a large responsibility as I, being half in control of the business, because there's billing, shipments, inventory, faxes to send, and all that stress and anxiety was so difficult, but I feel I've become accustomed to the stress and anxiety. And from that, I've gained organization, okay. And now, what I'm willing to give is, I agree with Zach, I had that also in my speech, that we need to go and support our district and see their schools, see other schools' shows, gain publicity from that, and also show that we're supportive. And my last thought is, as the Thespian Pledge states, for the good of the troupe and to share my love of theater, I will give anything in my power to be the best secretary in the community.
I just want to start by thanking all of you guys for being here and caring as much about this as those of us that are running today. When I first joined this department, I never thought that one day I would stand before the troupe running for office. The first half of my freshman year, I just moved here from 3 hours away. I didn't have many friends, and I didn't know any people, but those I did know urged me to do theater. It wasn't until second semester that I tried it, and I fell in love really quick. I think all of us that were there could agree that working on Cinderella wasn't the greatest of conditions, but it only served to make our community that much stronger. Since then, I've done a little bit of everything. I have gone with kids from all aspects of theater. I can proudly say that I not only acted in shows, helped work on the set, done makeup and fixed costumes, but I even went in the tech booth a couple weeks ago. My point of all of this is that I believe that as Vice President, I would do a great job representing all aspects of theater life. I know, and I think we all do, what it's like to give your all to this place, and I only want to increase my commitment. Not only do I believe I've done a great job of being a voice for the department because of experience here, I also have experience in leadership. I am president of International Club, just recently the vice president of FHC's new GSA, and also the vice president of a church camp I've been a part of leading for the past 2 years. These have allowed me to develop qualities which I believe would best enable me to support and serve you guys. You may be wondering what I have in mind as far as change goes. Though we've already come really far in the past 2 years, due both to the hard work of our officers and this mall, we can only go up from here. Just like Justin Bieber says. Next year, I would like to do more fundraising, not just our frantic butter sales for the musical. I also want to ensure that we have plenty of opportunities to maintain our honor troop status, as well as more organized troop outings, because I believe that's only going to stimulate our connections both on and off the stage. This is where my friends are and where my home is, and I want to do the same for every member of our troop. Thank you, and vote for me as Vice President. Please.
Hi, my name is Grayson Jostes, and I'm running for Vice President. Theater. What can I say? It was founded by the Greeks, and it was used throughout the history. But we're not talking about the Greek theater. We're talking about the history of this theater. Throughout the school's theater history, it was performed many popular shows. It gave the audience a sense of magic in the theater, a world full of color, music, and glamour. But sometimes the part of that magic can be hard to find in rehearsals, pre-production week, and even performance. So if you'd like to meet Grayson Jostes for Vice President, I'll bring that magic of the theater back on this stage where I'm standing and teach next year's students about theater and the magic of it. Like Miss Small, she didn't teach me about lights, makeup, staging, etc. She taught us that theater is the most important thing in your life. So if you'd like for me for Vice President, I promise those things and make it real. I will keep those things happening by staying in touch with kids throughout social media and cell phones. I will be staying in touch with the kids throughout I send out a lot of reminders about meetings and rehearsals. I would encourage the school to do some exciting plays and musicals, lots of great music, and get the cast and the audience excited. Theater is such an importance of my life. It means a lot to me. And I love it to share with excitement about it with others. If I were Vice President, I would work hard to keep everyone motivated and excited. I would help to make sure new students felt welcome and excited to be here, and help directors in my way I would. Thank you.
In the ever-popular book series, Harry Potter, the villainous Lord Voldemort foolishly splits his soul into 8 different pieces, each a different entity that meant something special to him. And as I read the books years ago, the question popped into my head, where would I invest my soul? Needless to say, I'd throw a piece into my cap and into my Nike 6.0s, but those would be relatively small soul investments, if you ask me. Until I got to high school, I never knew where to stash the rest of my being, but I found our little corner. A little piece of me has gone with each of you in the past 3 years. The people who are the main influence on me for who I am standing on this stage today. This department, past and present, has given me so much, and it was an absolute honor to serve as your Vice President this past year. It was a good year. We sponsored tons of after-school nights, like theater game nights, outings to the Muni, Fine Arts Festival, Town Palooza, and the list goes on. We put on 2 amazing and diverse main stages that impressed people from all reaches of the community. A community that we gave back to and achieved honor to for the first time in 4 years, a status that we are going to keep. As Vice President, I played an integral role in a lot of these activities. I single-handedly acquired Town Palooza from Stuco and ensured that it has now become a theater-run event and thus another key source of profit for the theater department to put on bigger and better shows throughout the year. Not to mention the idea to bring back the children's workshop and show was the main thing that I ran on last year. Throughout the year, I've also kept a key relationship with administrators for the troupe. I've kept Mr. Harris and Dr. Arnell informed on our goings-on and getting things approved throughout the year. I got Dr. Arnell involved in our fire marshal crisis, which was handled quickly and efficiently as a result. I also, with the rest of our officers, sat down with Dr. Arnell to start the wheels on our valiant attempt to improve the treatment of this department. A treatment that we deserve and a treatment that we will achieve. And we're not going to stop. That's why I put my heart and soul into this department. We're a relentless machine of friendship. We do work compared to better professionals. We look good doing it, and we have fun. Nothing's going to stop that, and I wouldn't trust my life with anyone else but you guys. And that's why I'm running for VP. Thank you.
put off writing this speech, not out of laziness or because I'm a procrastinator like every other teenager, but because I refuse to accept that it all comes to an end. The delivery of this speech marks the beginning of the end of my high school theater career, and I could not feel more petrified. As I sit in my 6-hour class, completely oblivious to what my teacher says, I put my pen to paper and begin to look back on the past 3 years. I'm sure all of you can guess exactly what came to my mind first. Theater, my home away from home. I'm Rachel Eichman, and I'm running for president of Troupe 5743, and I want to make this next year truly unforgettable, not just for myself, but for the senior class and all of you sitting before me. The majority of my greatest and most memorable moments throughout my high school career have been right here within the walls of this department. I've given my all to theater since day one, and through all the things I've experienced and the knowledge I have gained, Troupe 5743 has given me much, much more in return. And it would be wrong for me not to continue to give my blood, sweat, and tears to making this place, our theater department, the best that it can be. It's no secret that our department has been to hell and back over the past few years, but nonetheless, we've remained standing, and it's because of the great leaders that we have done so. I was blessed enough to be one of these leaders this past year and work alongside some of the greatest and most dedicated people our department has, and I can only be so lucky to yet again be voted into office. If you ask me, it really kind of sucks that Andrew and I are running against each other. We both have different yet very good leadership qualities, and I know we're both more than qualified for this position. And I cannot stress how important it is that you elect the person who would be best for our department. This troupe and this department deserves the best possible leaders, but it's up to you to decide who that is. This place means more than anything to me, and I vow to do everything in my power to protect it and the people in it. No matter who is elected, let's make this year a great one. And in the words of Jack Dawson from the ever-so-loved movie Titanic, here's to making it count. Thank you.
Every day when I walk in through the auditorium entrance and I'm instantly greeted with everyone's joyous and smiling faces, I'm reminded of the true reason why I love coming to school. I'm reminded of how I'm a part of the greatest group of people I know, and I'm reminded of how I'm involved in something magical. Now, I don't intend on standing up here and preaching to you about how I'm better fit to be your president, because in my mind, my opponent and I have all of the right qualifications for this position. But what I would like to talk to you about is ideas. Ideas are something I have a lot of, especially ideas for this department. And not a day goes by when something about this department doesn't cross my mind. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about ideas that I would love to bring to the department for next year. Ideas like trying to build better bonds with our neighboring troops, and pushing for more recognition in our school, building ourselves up in the community, and building ourselves up as a bigger cornerstone of this school community. Now, one idea stuck the most, and that's the idea of strengthening our bonds from within. We always talk about how we're a family, and I couldn't agree more. But with our constant influx of newcomers, I still feel that I don't know my family as well as I would like. So I want to push for more troop get-togethers for next year, so not just the cast and crew a newbie starts on, but everybody gets to know our rookie members. And as a president, that's the main job, is to be the voice of the troop. And in a closer-knit family, it's much easier to communicate and understand one another. But just because I talk about strengthening our family for the future doesn't mean that I'm not proud of our family already. I'm beyond proud. Because of nights like Saturday of How to Succeed, when like hell fell, we still pulled together. Or when we stood in front of a boardroom of district officials and told them exactly what we stand for. We're not just a bunch of high schoolers sitting down here in our auditorium. We're Troupe 5743, united and strong. Now, I said earlier I have a lot of ideas, and I assure you my idea to stand before you today is possibly the best one I've ever had. So it would be my greatest honor to represent all of you as your president. I'm Andrew Hickey. Thank you for your time.